Imagine if you could make 10 bona fide offers to sellers and agents every single day without ever talking to a single person. Well, on this video, not only am I going to show you how to make 10 offers a day without talking to a single person, but I'm going to show you how to actually get signed contracts with sellers without talking to a single person. So if you don't love getting on the phones and smiling and dialing, wait till you see this brain dead simple process I created. And this came about because my 16-year-old daughter, kid number 4, came to me and said, "Dad, I've been watching your videos on YouTube and I really want to learn wholesaling, but I'm not comfortable talking to people yet on the phone." Now, who can relate, right? She said, "Dad, if you're a flipping genius, surely you can teach me how." And that reminded me of one of my students, Xavier, who did his first wholesale deal and made $8,000 simply by texting low offers to for sale by owner listings on Zillow. In fact, you should watch an interview video I did with Xavier about how he did it. I'll put the link to that video in the description below for you. And that inspired me to start developing a text-only script and process for my daughter to make offers, and I fine-tuned it and I'm ready to share it with you, so keep watching. Now she's 16, so she's easily distracted, but my promise to her and my promise to you is if you follow this process and consistently make 10 text-only offers a day, you will get a deal in 30 days. Now before I show you this process, there's a few very important concepts you need to understand. First is that the real intent of this text-only offer process is to draw out motivation. What I'm really hoping for is that my low cash offers draw out an attractive counteroffer, because that identifies that I have a seller with high intent to sell, or in other words, a motivated seller. Now think about it this way. Let's say that there are 1,000 homes for sale and they're all listed for sale for $100,000. And let's say that of all 1,000 sellers, one of them is highly motivated and would take an as-is all-cash offer and close in 3 weeks for, let's say, $50,000. Only one out of the 1,000 would do that, but you don't know which one of the 1,000 it is. What would you do? How would you find the one out of 1,000 that would take $50,000 cash? The answer is actually simple. Offer $50,000 to every single one of the 1,000 sellers. Now that means 999 will say, go plan traffic, go pound sand, go jump off a bridge, which are all nice ways of saying go F off. But one will say, you know what? For the speed and convenience, I'll take the $50,000. Now let's take it a step further. Let's say that if you could wholesale that $50,000 contract to a local active cash buyer in the neighborhood for $60,000 and you make $10,000. Would it be worth it for you to make 1,000 offers, getting 999 rejections to get one accepted offer that makes you $10,000? Would you do it? Well, the answer should be, it depends. How much time, energy, and effort is it going to take to make 1,000 offers? It might not be worth $10,000. And that's the beauty of my text-only offer process. It's fast and simple. If you make 10 offers a day, it will take 100 days to make 1,000 offers. Now, I don't think it's going to take 100 days to find a great deal. I think you can get it in 30 days, especially if you use some of my ninja strategies that I'll show you. But in order for this to work, we have to remove the analysis process completely from the equation. That means no establishing value by looking at comps, no after repair formulas, no estimating repairs, none of that. All we're going to do is we're going to offer half of the Zillow estimate or Zestimate. That's it. Again, the goal is to make a lowball offer to draw out the motivated sellers. Once we find a motivated seller who raises their hand by way of either accepting the lowball offer or by giving a significantly reduced counteroffer, either way, at that point, we've identified motivation, and then and only then we can do a deep dive and analyze the deal to verify it's a good deal. Now, I hope that makes sense. You have to really grasp that concept for this to work well. Now, one more thing before we break down the process. At any point in time, you can go from text communicating to phone communicating. Obviously, talking on the phone is going to help create a stronger connection, but you don't have to. You could do the entire process via text only. Okay, let's get into it. I created 3 different scripts. One for on-market properties for sale with agents, one for Zillow for sale by owner listings, and the third is for off-market direct to seller. And don't worry, I'll give you all of these for free, so stay to the end of this video to learn how. Okay, let's jump on my computer and I'll walk you through the scripts and process. So first, let's take a look at on-market cash offer text-only scripts and process. So If you look here, I've got step one, you want to search and find distressed on-market properties for sale. Now I've got a bunch of different resources here. If you use my software PropWire, it's totally free. There's a tutorial video here for how to find and search on-market properties, where to get the agent's phone number. You can also get my Data Cruncher tool. Again, it's a free software tool. Go to mydatacruncher.com and you can use that tool. What it does is it finds underpriced on-market properties. You can also do this on Redfin. I have a tutorial on how to do it on Redfin for free, and also Zillow for free. These are all different ways to find on-market listings that you can then make offers on for cash following this process. Step two is, once you find these listings and you create these searches, is you want to find the listing agent's phone number. Remember, we are not going to bring a buyer's agent into the equation. You're going to go directly to the listing agent, let them represent you in the transaction so that they get both sides of the commission and are highly motivated. Then step three is to follow the text scripts and process. Let's walk through it. So the first text you're going to send is going to say, "Hi, agent name, my name is Jerry. I'm an investor interested in making a cash offer on your listing on 123 Main Street. Is this property still for sale?" Now, the reason why I'm asking that question is I'm trying to engage with the agent. I want them to respond. I'm trying to set up a text conversation. And I'm also verifying that I've got the right number. And so that's what that is designed to do. Now, when the agent responds, then you're going to send text two. Text two says, "Okay, I may not be the right buyer because I need to be significantly lower than your list price, but I'm all cash, easy to work with, and I can close quickly. Plus, I'm unrepresented, and if you're able, I'll let you represent me and write the offer." That's the double dip strategy. "Would your seller entertain a low cash offer?" Okay, now think about the psychology here. I'm setting up the agent for a low cash offer. So there's two responses. If the agent says no, then we're going to send text three. If the agent says yes, and the way they might say yes would be, "It depends, what's your offer?" That's typically what we see. Then you would send text four. So text three would be, if they say no, then you would say, "Okay, thanks for responding. I totally understand. Please save my number. Let me know if anything changes. Would it be okay if I followed up with you in a few weeks? Do you have any other distressed listings that I can take a look at and get you a cash offer?" Now, this is creating a relationship. It's hopefully bringing in repeat business or leads in the future. If they say yes, or it depends, what's your offer, then you respond with this. Text four is, "I need to be around half of Zillow." Remember, half of Zillow is what we're going to go off of to make a simple low offer. "Can you present a verbal offer to the seller? And if they respond favorably, we can follow up later in writing." Now, again, I've learned with agents, you do not want to go for the in writing when you're doing low offers, because they just won't do it. It's too much work. They're too lazy. I can't blame them. It's a low offer. So I want them to do a verbal. Verbal's easy. Call up the seller. Just give them my number. Now, if the agent says no, they'll say something like, "I know for sure the seller will not accept that offer," or sometimes I'll hear, "The seller already rejected a higher offer." If they say anything like that, which is no, then we're going to send text five. If the agent says, "Yes, I'll present a low offer," then we send text six. So five would be no, there's no way they'll entertain that offer. You would say something like, "Yeah, I totally get it. Just a thought, even though you're certain they'll say no, it might be in your best interest to give the seller a quick call and let him or her know my cash offer. Even though they will probably reject it, it might induce a price reduction, which will help you sell the house faster. Would you mind still doing a verbal?" So what I'm doing here is I'm pushing one more time for them to do a verbal offer. Now, if they still say no, then go back to text three, which is, "Thanks for responding, totally understand, save my number. Do you have anything else?" Right? If they say, "Okay, well, you know what, I'll go ahead and do a verbal," then you would send text six, which is, "Great, let me know what the seller says. If I don't hear from you today, I'll follow up tomorrow." Now, at this point, there's going to be a whole bunch of things that could happen. If the agent doesn't respond in 24 hours, then send text seven. If the seller flat out rejects your offer, send text eight. If the seller counters, but it's still way too high, that means they're not really that motivated, send text nine. And this is what we're really going for. If the seller counters and it's significantly lower, that's what we're looking for. That identifies clear motivation. We're going to send text 10. And in the rare chance, like this does happen, but in the rare case, if the seller accepts the offer, then we're going to send text 11. So let's start with text 7. If they don't respond in 24 hours, then you're going to text them again. Say, "Hi, agent, this is Jerry again, just following up on my verbal cash offer on 123 Main Street. Did you speak with the seller? How did it go?" So again, you're prompting that agent to do it, right? Sometimes they forget or they told you yes when they actually didn't. If the seller flat out said, go jump off a bridge, go play in traffic, go F off, then send text 8. It was worth a shot. Thanks for trying. Please save my number and let me know if anything changes. If it's still for sale, would it be okay if I followed up with you in a few weeks? By the way, do you have any other distressed listings I can take a look at and get you a cash offer? So again, it's just building that relationship. If they reply and counter, but it's still super high, text 9 is, hey, that's great, the seller countered, but given the amount of work needed and with all cash, I really need to be quite a bit lower still. Please let the seller know that I can come up a little to, and then just do a 5% increase. Text me back what he or she says. The idea here is we're gonna inch up a little bit, see if they can come down quite a bit more. Now, if they counter your low cash offer and it's significantly lower than text 10 is, that's great, the seller countered. Seems like they're eager to get the property sold. I just crunched my numbers again and I can come up a little bit more, but given the amount of work needed and with all cash, I really need to be closer to, and then this is where you might wanna run your formula, get your maximum allowable offer, comp it, do all the things, get a more concrete number that you feel good about, and then you put it there. Please let me know if he or she can come up a little bit more so we can get a deal done. Or text 11 in the rare case where they just flat out take your offer, which has happened. Text 11 is fantastic, way to go. Let's get an offer written up ASAP. In a minute, I'll text you my offer sheet with everything you'll need to write the offer. Then you can email me a digital contract to sign. Does that sound good? And then what you're gonna do is you're literally gonna text my offer sheet. It's like 10 things. Remember, on market, the agent writes the offer, not you. You're gonna use their state-approved contract. But they don't know what to put in the offer. You have to tell them what you want in the offer. And that's my offer sheet here. And again, you're literally gonna text this to them. So offer sheet with the address, buyer name. So it's gonna be your LLC and or signs, your LLC address. You're gonna put your name, comma, member, and then you're gonna put your email. Then number 2 is the price, $55,000. Funding, all cash. Number 4, proof of funds. On market, they want proof of funds. I'll send you via email. Now, where do you get proof of funds? Well, if you're a pro or prime level subscriber to my Flipster software, you get unlimited custom proof of funds letters for as many offers as you want to make. It's got the address, your name, the amount, and it's really, really awesome. So I would highly recommend that. Just go to getflipster.com to learn more about how you can subscribe to that software. That alone is worth the software subscription. Number 5 is condition title as is, condition with free and clear title and a warranty deed. Number 6, inspection contingency, 10 days from accepted offer. Now it could be 5 days, 7 days, whatever. I like to have an inspection contingency because remember, I haven't even seen this property yet. That gives me a window of time to do due diligence. And I always put from accepted offer instead of a date. And the reason why is if it takes a day or two back and forth to get an executed contract, I don't want to lose that time. So whenever we fully are executed, that's when I start the clock with the 10 days. And it keeps my offer sheet evergreen, right? I don't have to go in and change the dates. It's the same every time. Earnest money, number 7, $1,000 or whatever earnest money that you want to put down. Remember, earnest money is refundable until there are no more contingencies. After your inspection contingency is up, then your earnest money would become hard or non-refundable. So always protect your earnest money. Number 8 is the closing date, 30 days from accepted offer. Again, from accepted offer means the clock starts after we get an executed contract. Number 9, access to property. I put right in here so I can get bids, plan rehab. If it's vacant, then I want to say seller to give unrestricted access via a lockbox code. If it's occupied, then seller to give access to buyer with 24-hour notice. I want that in the contract, in writing, so that the seller, we don't have issues later with getting access to the property. Number 10 is the closing company's seller to close with buyer's title of choice. Now I keep that evergreen so that way you can switch out whenever you want, but you're using your title company. Remember, you're wholesaling, so you want a wholesaler-friendly title company. Now you get pushback on this all the time because agents like to use their title company, but I kind of just stick really firm on this because I can't have the title company blow up my deal because they don't know how to do wholesaling. And then again, resource here, if you want to get unlimited custom proof of funds letters, you can get that with a pro or prime level subscription to Flipster. Just go to getflipster.com. Okay, now that's the process for on market. Let's take a look now and let's do Zillow for sale by owner cash offer text only scripts. So step 1 is you're going to go onto Zillow and you're going to search the for sale by owner tab. It's the other tab on there. And then you're gonna look for the seller's phone number. That usually is on there. And then you're gonna follow this process. So text number 1 is, "Hi seller, my name is Jerry. I saw your house for sale by owner on Zillow at 123 Main Street. Is this property still for sale?" Now, it probably is. You just saw it actively listed. Sometimes they're not and sellers don't take them down. But again, the point here is you're trying to engage the seller and start a text conversation. So when they respond, text 2 is, "Great, I'd like to make you an offer. If I could buy it as is for all cash and close whenever it's convenient for you, what's the best price you can do for an offer like that?" Now this is powerful here. There's a list price that they put on Zillow, but you're saying to them, "Hey, my offer is super cool, and with a super cool offer like this, all cash, right? What's the best you can do?" You're trying to draw out of them their real number. Now, sometimes the seller won't give you a price. So if the seller won't give a price, you're gonna send text 3. If the seller responds with a slightly lower price, but it's still too high, no clear motivation, we're gonna send a text for that. If the seller responds with a significantly lower, but it's still too high, there's a text for that, there's clear motivation. And if the seller responds with an offer price that's totally acceptable, like 50% of Zillow, then we're gonna send a text for that. So let's say that they won't give a price. They'll say something like, "You make me an offer." That's gonna be text 3. "Okay, no problem. For me to buy it as is for all cash, I would need to be around," and that's where you put in your half of Zillow estimate number. "I would pay all the closing costs and I can close quickly, so you could have," whatever that number is, 50,000 cash in your pocket in 3 weeks. How does that sound? Now again, you're trying to appeal to, "Hey, I could be sitting on a pile of cash right now and I don't have to go through all the drama of traditional real estate offers, right, from buyers. This guy's offering me cash and convenience and speed, so maybe I should think about this." That's what that's designed to say or communicate. What if they counter, but it's just a small counter, it's still way off from where you need to be? So text 4 would say, "Man, that would be awesome if you got that price. I might not be the right buyer for you." That's the takeaway. "Given the amount of work needed and with a fast and convenient cash offer, I really need to be quite a bit lower still. I can come up a little too," and then do your 5% increase. "Keep in mind, I would buy it as is, pay all the closing costs, and can close quickly, so you could have $55,000 in your pocket in 3 weeks. How does this sound?" Now, if they counter back, significantly lower, it's like not quite where you need to be, but it's clear motivation. Text 5 is, "Thanks for being willing to come down on your asking price. I might not be the right buyer for you, given the amount of work needed and with a fast and convenient cash offer. I still need to be a little lower on price, but I'd love to get a deal done with you. I can come up to 5% increase. Keep in mind, I would buy it as is, pay all the closing costs, and can close quickly, so you could have whatever cash in your pocket in 3 weeks. How does that sound?" Let's say they give you a number and it's just an amazing number that you would love to get. Text 6 is, "Okay, is that as low as you can go?" Now, I just said it's an offer we would love, but we're gonna ask that anyway because sometimes they'll come down even more, right? And so then after that, you would say, text 7, "Okay, it's a little higher than I'd like to, but I really wanna get a deal done with you, so let's do it. What's your email? I'll send you an agreement that you can approve right from your computer. Once we have that in place, I'll contact the title company so they can prepare everything for closing." Now, a couple key things here. You never want the seller to feel like they gave too much away. So that's why it says in here, it's a little higher than I'd like. You want the seller to feel like, they worked you to a number. And then I never say contract, I say agreement, and I never say sign, I say approve. Agreement and approve are much less intimidating than contract and sign. Contract and sign evokes lawyer, legal, right? So then they're gonna give you their email, and now we're gonna need to find some information out so that you can fill out the contract. So text 8, "Okay, got it. What's your full name so that I can put it on the agreement? Is anyone else on title with you that I should include, like a spouse?" They'll give you that information. Text 9, "Okay, also, I wanna make this as convenient as possible for you. Does 3 weeks give you enough time to close?" And then text 10, "Okay, one last thing. Is someone living in the home or is it vacant?" Now that's information you need when you fill out your contract. And then text 11, "Okay, I have the agreement ready. Are you in front of your computer so I can send it over?" Never send the contract unless they're there ready to go right in front of it because they might shop your contract. Text 12, "Okay, I just sent it. Open it up, take a look, and let me know if you have any questions. Then you can just follow the prompt to initial and approve, and that's it. Let me know once you've approved it, and I'll make sure I received it back." Text 13, "I just received it back. Congratulations. I'll get back shortly with more info about the closing. I need to set up a time to come see the property. Does tomorrow at 11 o'clock work?" Okay, so again, at any point in time, you can pick up the phone and, like talk to the seller. But even if you did that, these are the scripts that you would use to get to the contract. Now, a couple free resources here. If you want my purchase and sale agreement, it's amazing. It's ironclad tight. I've been fixing it and updating it and improving it for 20 years. I'll give that to you for free. Just go to wholesalercontracts.com. There's a tutorial as well that I've done on YouTube here on how to fill that out. So there's a link for that tutorial video. And if you want to do custom contracts that you can just email directly to sellers, that's also standard in my Flipster software. So you just takes you 5 minutes, you fill it out, send it directly to the seller. It comes back right into your CRM. It's really cool. And again, to check that out, just go to getflipster.com. Okay, now let's look for a second. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because some of it's very similar, but let's go to off-market. Okay, with off-market, same thing. You want to search and download free off-market data, and you can do that direct-to-seller properties right on PropWire. And there's a tutorial here. It's totally free. You can search and download as many off-market leads as you want, totally free. And I've got a link here for a tutorial on how to download that data for free. The second thing you're going to want to do is skip trace that for phone numbers. We got to get cell phone numbers to do this text-only offers. You can skip trace right on PropWire. It's super affordable, really reasonable. You can do it right there. Okay, once you have that data with phone numbers, the next is we're going to follow the text scripts and process. So text 1 is going to say something like this. Hi, seller's name. This is Jerry. I'm interested in purchasing 123 Main Street. Now then you're going to ask 1 or 2 of the following questions. Are you the owner? Are you interested in selling? Are you looking to sell? Would you be interested in a cash offer? Want to sell your house fast for cash? Now, any combination of those, what you're looking for again is you're looking for some sort of a response to engage with the seller. And if they do, you're going to say text 2, great. I'd like to make you an offer. If I could buy it as is for all cash and close whenever it's convenient for you, what's the best price you can do for an offer like that? And then basically from here on out, it's a little different, but it's going to be very similar to the Zillow by owner. You're going to go through a series of if and thens and basically try to draw out the motivation through your text responses. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the rest of this, but you have it here as well. And again, a couple of resources if you need these. My purchase and sale agreement, you can just go to wholesalercontracts.com to download that for free. There's a tutorial here for how to fill that out. And again, if you want to get my custom contracts, digital contracts, and CRM for wholesaling and flipping, just go to getflipster.com. So what I recommend is you save these scripts on your phone. My daughter has them in her Notes app on her iPhone, and she literally just copies and pastes them when texting. And like I said, I'll give these to you for free. I've actually added them to some of my other free scripts I already provide. So if you already have my other scripts, you'll want to download these again to get these scripts. And I'll put those links in the description below for you. All I ask in return is you leave a comment and say, Jerry, you did it again. Thank you for the free scripts. You are a flipping genius. Actually, in all seriousness, I'm always looking for good deals that I can buy and fix and flip. So for every deal that you find that meets my criteria, I'll pay you $10,000. Now, if that sounds exciting, I'm doing a free training where you can learn all the details, all about that Finder program. To register for that, just go to my10kcheck.com. And finally, I would love to hear from you. Take me up on my text-only 10 offers a day challenge. Keep track of how many offers you make via text and let me know what number offer you made when you got a deal. And I'll see you on the next video.